All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and fellow fishing accomplices, good morning and welcome back to fishing. So it is not even 5 o'clock in the morning and it's a Friday, and you know what we're about to do. Let's not kid ourselves, but yeah, unlike typical days where I wake up this early, I'm actually going to fish the sound today, the Western Sound. I don't have all day to fish today. Additionally, I'm curious if there might be some striped bass hanging around this particular spot. I was marking them the last couple times I fished. At least I think I was marking them. They wouldn't really do much, so I'm wondering if I get there early enough and hit a few select pieces of structure, if I might be able to get in some nice fish this late in summer, because it is practically the end of July at this point. Once that early AM sunrise bite dies out, we're going to try and switch over, see if we can get on some fluke or weak fish or whatever else might be hanging around, porgies even. But yeah, that's the plan for today. So hopefully it's something that will be pleasant to you, and I hope that you also stay tuned, because you know what we're about to do. Yes, indeed, get some fishing accomplished. All right, crack of dawn, not even. Beautiful out, glass, flat calm. It's supposed to be very hot today, so we brought 4 bottles of water. All of them are about 1 liter each. And yeah, I'm gonna go check out some spots of interest. I do have a trolling setup, and I use that term lightly. It's just something that I think could handle it. Tube, not my typical go-to, but I will resort to that if I am marking fish and they won't hit a cast or a jig. But right now I'm just gonna look at a few spots where I think there might be bass, and after that, if we do mark anything, we'll start casting. Absolutely gorgeous morning. Flat calm. You never know, there was like a massive thunderstorm last night, but this is the after effect. All right, let's just throw this Elias shad while we're moving tight to this structure. I'm just gonna kind of slow jig troll it until we get right to where I want to get to. Definitely some life over here. Question is it anything big? Is it anything that will bite? Oh, got smacked. Just got smacked in the last clip. It's not deep here. Water temp's about 71 degrees. Let's give the jerk shot a go. Go lighter. Look at that. See how they feel about the vertical jig. Marking some life right on some structure here. Let's see what we can get. Probably weak fish, if I had to guess. Could be bass. There we go. There we go. Woo! That's a nice way to start the day. Let's see what we got. Feels good. Probably a striper, if I had to guess. Weak fish would be a monster. It's possible. Striper. Not bad. All right. I think if a lot of these fish are keyed in on small stuff, so So we're gonna go super small and fish the Elias Mini Mac Shad. I think it's small bait, so try a small presentation. Just work this piece of structure. Go. On the Mini Mac. Another nice underslaughter. See if we can pull one more. I think it's just small fish here. All right, this is the other spot I really wanted to check out. A bit later than ideal, but marked a hell of a lot of nice fish here before. See if anyone's home wants to bite. Okay, my window for finding striped bass is probably on its way to be closing. I'm sure there's still some, straggling smaller ones around, but in terms of big ones, I don't really expect to find any at this point. So we're gonna see if we can get some porgies or fluke or something. Tide's not really moving much right now, but as that changes, I'm sure things will liven up a bit. Just gonna fish this little gulp grub along this drop off and structure. See if we can get some slabs. As expected. There we go. That's a sea robin. Might be a nice porgy. Feels like a nice porgy. Yeah. That's more like it. That's more like it. Nice scup. Woo! Slab. Not huge, but definitely better than some of the nonsense we've been getting. Almost 14. No, he's 14. Definitely marking some life under the boat. Potentially stripers, I don't know. Potentially weak fish. Throw the paddle shad down there. Fluke could potentially jump on this as well. Though a lot of them aren't really keying in on this, I found. Not here. Got him. The fluke. It's a nice fluke. Jeez. Nice fluke. That was not what I was trying to get. That is a nice Long Island Sound fluke. Nice. Whew, that is a gorgeous fish for the Western Sound. You are lucky my freezer is stocked. Otherwise, you would definitely be coming home with us. That's a nice fish. Take a little look before we get him back. It's like a 20-incher, I'd say. Yeah, just about, almost 20 inches. Western Long Island Soundkeeper fluke. All right, that was a pretty solid fluke, and now we're gonna hopefully get into a pretty solid seltzer. I'm skeptical. This is definitely one of the bougier brands, San Pellegrino Momenti. So this is actually like a hybrid seltzer with a little bit of fruit juice in it, but not a lot. This is clementine peach flavor, in case you're wondering. Yeah, well, believe the hype, it's pretty refreshing. You definitely don't get as many of these in a pack as a typical seltzer, so that's one of the main drawbacks of this. But flavor wise it's a 9, but value wise I'd drop it down to a 7. So we'll say this is an even 8 for the score of this seltzer. So yeah, check it out at your own dime, and hopefully you're having a good time. Please hit that like and subscribe while you're here. Let's see if we can get another fish. All right, I got that fluke not even really trying to catch fluke. I'm marking some fish kind of in the middle. Very shallow. I'm like in 8 to 15 feet of water, and I'm definitely marking something that's either stripers or weak fish or potentially bluefish, though I doubt it because I would have definitely hooked one. And that guy jumped on when I had it down there. So yeah, I mean, look at this, see right there. Not sure what they are. This isn't the first time. I'm guessing small bass, and I'd like to catch a few more if I can, but if they are weak fish, that would also... Oh, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. It's big. It's big. Is that a fluke? If this is a fluke, it's a really big fluke. Oh my God, that's a monster Long Island Sound fluke. That is a monster Western Sound fluke. That is like the doormat equivalent. Oh my God, that is a big sound fluke. We gotta get him. I am not even... I'll be upset if I lose this one. Oh God. That is a giant sound fluke. Giant sound fluke. Jeez. Jeez. That is without question my biggest Long Island Sound fluke. That is like a 5 or 6 pounder. What? Dude. Probably like 5 pounder. Wow. That is a nice fluke. And like nothing of water. Let's keep him in the net. I don't want to get a shot. All right, this is without question my biggest Western Sound fluke. You just got me pretty good. I'm not gonna keep him. I would, but I'm actually going out of town. I'm not gonna eat this guy anytime too soon, so live and let live. And we'll just do him on the measuring board. It's 23 just about, but he is a thick 23. That is a legit, just gonna go right on the gill plate, not the actual gills. Legit Long Island Sound fluke. That's almost as much of an accomplishment as that almost 8 pounder that we got in the South Shore. So yeah, he is a very lively fella, and yeah, we're gonna get him back, so we don't really need him. Awesome. Damn, son, that alone made the video. That was a monster Western Sound fluke, for me at least. In the South Shore, you catch them like that all the time, but that fish was a slaunch for these waters. And I'm sure they can get bigger. I'm sure some of you have done it before, but I am psyched with that. I would have kept it if I wasn't going out of town tomorrow, but I just don't feel like rushing cleaning another fish when I'm not going to eat it anytime soon. And those fish are much fewer and far between in these waters than fish in the South Shore. So live and let live, right? But yeah, let's see if we can get a few more fluke. Just got smacked by one. Don't want to repeat of the last session where I literally just could not connect with one of these fish. I'm gonna keep working this until they either leave or I get one. Trying the cast, trying the jig, anything to try and get one of these fish. Right along the edge of this structure. A lot of bait in the water, a lot of micro bait. That's not one of them. That's another fluke. Just can't get away from these guys today. Whatever, I'm not complaining. But I just want to know what those fish are. Another fluke. Not a big one. There's a ton of bait down there, so that's why they're here. Another short fluke, though the quest continues to try and get one of these fish. I'm guessing they're stripers, but it's anyone's guess, really. They look like they're feeding, so... A lot of this bait is so small. I feel like maybe we try the smaller profile will match the hatch a bit better. I don't know. We'll give it one more go fishing this drop off. There's just so much small bait in the water. Like it's too tempting to leave. Let's see if we can just find those fish one more time. Maybe this will do the trick, especially if they are stripers. We got one to hit the purple or the pink mini mac earlier, so this is a little more in tune with the color of the bait. Let's see what we can do. Let's do a little attack with the mini mac. Not marking them like before. So we'll default to fluke fishing, but if we start seeing those streaks, we'll start working the middle of the water column a bit more. Got him. That's a good fish. Good fish. Good fish. Finally. Finally. Find out what these things are. Oh my god, it's another giant fluke. For the sound. What? Jeez. Oh my god. This is insane. That might even be as big as that last one. Oh my god. Terrible. Despicable even. Oh my god. What the actual heck is going on today? Might actually hit a limit of fluke. Dude, that is a nice fish. Oh my god. That's like another probably 4-pounder, a little smaller than that last one, but equally nice. Jeez. I don't think it's the same fish. It could be. Looks, I think, a little smaller. Let's Take a little look, see, we're not keeping today. Yeah, this guy's a little shorter. He's like 21 and a half, but it's still solid. Look at that. Nice little fluke on the nice little Mac. Let's see if we can get some more. I mean, tide is moving now and just went over a few marks. I'm hoping eventually we find out what these fish are, but whatever. I'm happy with some nice fluke. Under the boat, big school something. They won't touch it. Go ahead, I dare you. I dare you. Take the mini Mac. Never gonna find out what these things are. Probably just bass. The bad thing is I know they will hit. Just you gotta keep it in front of their face for a very, very long time. That's a fluke. It's not a bad fluke either. Could it be a limit? Not netting this one. He's not quite a keeper, but he's nice. Probably like a 17-incher. You're a class of 2024 fish. You know what? Let's measure them. Let's measure them. Almost 18. Yeah, you got another year. Another nice fluke. Another nice fluke. Almost keeper. I will be pretty psyched if we get a limit's worth of legal fish today. Obviously not keeping anything. The only way I'd keep something is if it was legitimately like a doormat. That, or if we got like a sea bass or something. Something like tasty that we don't have much of at home. That's not a fluke, not a fluke. It is a fluke. It's acting really, oh, striper. Finally gonna find out. I think it's a striper. Well, that puts that to rest. Yeah, they're very much under us right now. Finally got one of them. Little schooly. All right, well that puts at least some of the mystery to rest. I'm not saying all those are stripers, but it definitely makes clear that a good amount of them are. So let's get it back down there. Stripers, fluke, whatever we catch, I'm happy with it. Just having a good time in the sound. Shortly after getting that striper, the bite just completely died at this spot, and I decided to pick up and check out some other areas of similar structure. All right, new spot. About 15 feet of water, ton of bait. Seems like shallow has been the way to go, even though the bite kind of died in the last spot, but deep hasn't really been doing a ton for me so far this summer here, so let's see what we can do. Ooh. Big porgy. Big porgy. Like another maybe 12-incher, maybe 13. Better than some of the stuff we've been pulling up, so I'll take it. Okay, I just had something rip my gulp right off the hook. Thought I had more pink shine. I know actually I do. Probably somewhere where I can't see him right now, and I don't feel like tearing the boat apart, so I'll try this chartreuse and white combo. but pretty shallow over here. We got this nice rock and there's a lot of bait over here, so that's 2 of the 3 things we're looking for today: structure and bait. And there's a little bit of a drop off here too, so that's kind of 3 of 3. I think they're just porgies, but wouldn't mind going out with some slabs if possible, like this. Yeah, these are definitely some better porgies than the ones I was getting the other day. This one might be like barely legal, just as a frame of reference. Not keeping them obviously, but yeah, 11-incher. If all these porgies are here, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a nice fluke or 2. But just trying to end the day catching fish. That's a good one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a slab. That's a slab. Not huge, but bigger than the last one. Just don't want to get finned. Easy, easy, easy. 12-incher. Ooh, that might be, no, it's just a foul hook porgy. Big porgy though, jeez. It's not foul. A slab. Nah, he's fouled. Got me good. This guy jumped on right as I was turning off the camera. Feels like a decent fluke. Oh boy. Ah, he's not that big, but thought for a sec he might be number 4. There goes another piece of gulp. Surprise, surprise. It's like 17.5 maybe. It's not 18. There we go. Alright, well, another fluke. Not completely off. That might be the note we go out on today. Which, at least it's the right species. Let's just try, drop it back down, see what else we can do. Because we didn't really target this area too much. Oh yeah, that might be the limit right there, folks. That might be the limit. And if it is, oh, he's gonna be close. Probably not, but I felt solid for a second. Nice fish. Woo. All right, so definitely not a bad little outing in the Long Island Sound, Western Long Island Sound rather. Yeah, I'm really really surprised that we got those 3 keeper fluke and in such close proximity to one another too. We did get a few shorts, but nothing, you know, that really met that particular highlight of the trip. So also glad we got those bass and a few porgies, and I think the real takeaway was we were looking for 1 of 3 things or some combination thereof: structure, bait, or drop-offs. Fishing pretty shallow. If I had at least 1, if not 2, or even possibly all 3 of those things, I'd find some kind of fish, and that was kind of the name of the game for today. So didn't even have that great a tide, but we made it work. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. As always, please hit that like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye from Fishin'.